Let's head to South Africa, where the police is in the Free State have confirmed they are investigating a case of attempted murder against three men accused of attacking two black teens at the Moselle Sport Resort and Conference Center on Christmas Day. The trio were among a group of white men who shoved, slapped, and strangled the siblings for swimming in what they called whites-only pool. While a case of common assault was initially being investigated, Free State Police spokesperson Motsetsi Mekele denied that law enforcement downplayed the incident, adding that arrests were yet to be made. Meanwhile, South African tourism has condemned the racist video that went viral on Christmas Day. The National Tourism Agency, in a statement on Tuesday, says racism and racial profiling, whether by a patron or an establishment, is unacceptable. It adds that tourism is about authenticity, sustainability, and inclusivity, and racism is an antithesis to this. In the meantime, President Cyril Ramaphosa has warned against racism following an alleged racist incident recorded at Free State Resort. It says racism has no place in South Africa and racists must expect harsh consequences in terms of the law. Zola Majavu, the lawyer representing the victim, now joins us on the news at this time. Thank you for joining in, Zola.
Good evening, and good evening to your viewers out there. It's a pleasure to have me on.
All right, so let's get to it. We understand you are the legal representative for the young boys we saw in the video being assaulted by three white men. Tell us, what is the course of action going forward?
Firstly, I can confirm that I have been instructed by the family of the victimized black boys to hold what is commonly referred to as a watching brief in legal parlance. What it basically means is that I must make sure that I act as a buffer between the law enforcement agencies, the prosecution authority, and my clients to make sure that I give them the comfort that the investigation happens in accordance with the applicable legal prescripts, and that this issue is not going to be swept under the carpet. Not that we have any doubt that the police will do what they're supposed to do, but there have been instances where the investigation is bungled at the very early stages, which compromises any successful prosecution. My brief is to make sure that everything is done by the book. We will also undertake our own independent investigation and share the evidential material that we will gather with the law enforcement agencies, so that when they do take their decisions, they do so independently and on an informed basis. My business is not to tell the police how to do their work, but to make sure that my clients' rights are preserved, because this has become a very highly emotive issue. And I know for a fact that I've been a victim of racism in the Free State myself. So it came as no surprise to me that there are still pockets in that part of my country where some people still believe that they have a God-given right to look down upon others and especially ill-treat or refuse black people of access to the amenities. So my job is to precisely vindicate the rights of my clients while we respect the rights of the alleged perpetrators. It's all on video for everyone to see.
All right.
But I also hold instructions to institute a civil suit, which is quite independent from whatever the outcome of the criminal investigation.
All right, Zola, I might just need to come in here. Let's talk about the parents of the boys. Do they also share the same sentiment that this was a racial attack?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. In fact, this is what happened, which many people do not know. Initially, when the two boys attempted to gain entry into the swimming pool area in a resort where they were paying guests, they were denied entry. They then went back to the chalets where their parents were and reported the incident. The parents then intervened, and the management and other adults in the vicinity assured them that that would have been resolved and that it was nothing other than a minor misunderstanding. Satisfied that the issue had been resolved, they then went back to their chalet. Before they could even arrive there, a group of other merry-goers came running to say, your boys are actually being assaulted. They then went back the second time, and it was clear that they were being brutalized by big belly white Afrikaner males. Now, if that is not racism, I do not know what classifies as racism. It was not black on black, it was not white on white. It was simply because those racists believed that that particular environment was for the exclusive use of white patrons.
All right. Now, let's talk about the boys. We had a conversation with them yesterday, and they are not happy that the perpetrators were being charged on assault only. They feel that this is not enough. In your view, as their legal representative, what do you, have to say about this? Also, I want to, of course, ask you too, of course, so that you can give us a straight answer. Now, have you also been in touch with the attackers that, of course, are at the center of all of this that happened, to listen to their point of view too on this particular case?
Good question. Let me perhaps start with the second question. No, I have not been in contact with the attackers. Legally, I am not even permitted, and personally, I'm not even interested in speaking to them because they enjoy the full protection in terms of Section 30 of our Constitution to be presumed innocent. So the short answer is I have not been in contact with them. The second issue is, even if I were to want to be in contact with them, they are nowhere to be found because, according to the information at my disposal, as matters stand now, they have been released warning, meaning that they were set free without appearing before a court, precisely because the charge that they were facing at the time, and conveniently so, was one of common assault, which meant that they did not need to stay in custody for 48 hours, as would have been the case had they been charged with a serious offense, namely attempted murder. As a result of our intervention, we've now been informed by the police that, having consulted with the prosecution authorities, as they should have done in the first place, the charge has now been upped to attempted murder. But sadly, the horses have bolted because they have now been released from custody, if they were even in custody, on the basis that they were facing a less serious charge. We are told that they'll be appearing in court tomorrow, and I will be making my way there to protect my client's rights and obviously take the issue up with the prosecution authorities.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Zola Majavu.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.